that kind
My
of
name is Owen Chan, and I am the artistic director of the Kinkonauts. I live in Calgary.
Do you now?
I do.
So how did you arrive at improv? Like, what was the impetus? Was there a thought? Did you see something? How did you get there?
It was clubs days at university, and I joined 7 clubs.
Really?
Yeah, and improv was one of them. It was this guy at a table, and he was like, "Come do improv games. Have you seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? We're gonna do that in a classroom, in the science room." And so we went and did that.
And was that first class transformative for you, or just like...
No, we played improv games in a classroom. It was really fun, but it was not transformative. And then over like the next 3 years, we started doing more and more and more, and eventually we had like full lecture hall theater shows. They were like, we did 2 shows a month. They were really great and big, and I had a lot of fun, and that was more transformative. That's where I got the bug.
And what did that look like for you? Or did you, like, was it just a slow feeling, or did you like, holy crap, I love this, I want to be part of this forever, or what was, how did that work?
I don't know. That's interesting. I just kept doing it. It became like my habit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I've just always done it at that point. I can remember not doing it, but then I was always a drama kid, so that was easy.
When you came to Calgary and started the Kinkonauts, was that just a conversation? How did that get rolling? Did you like these people?
Mandy Sellers posted on an improv message board called Yes And for anybody who want to do long form in Calgary, and Jason Lewis saw it, and I saw it, and Lauren was friends with Mandy from Toronto. So we met up, and it like clicked so fast. I think our first show was before we'd ever had a rehearsal, and it was already good. And then we just like rehearsed a little bit, and then we did the infamous Boston Pizza shows, where we just like rented this weird vault, like literally a vault. It was an old bank vault with a bank vault door. Did you ever go to those?
No.
It was great. And so you'd open up this bank vault door, and inside was this guy's apartment that was also a stage. He was like 4'4" and a bodybuilder. I wish I'm making this up. These are true stories that happened. And so yeah, then we did the Boston Pizza shows. We did like 5 Saturdays in a row, and they went really well. And then we just kept working at it.
In the 6 years that you guys have sort of started teaching and doing shows and having the adventure and the stew, when you look at it, the sort of the big scale, what surprises you the most about what the Kinkonauts have become?
Jason and I, every show, we sort of look at each other and say, this is an amazing thing that we got to be a part of, and now it's bigger than us. So the idea that I could walk away and it would still go, that's the crazy part.
Do you have like a goal, a current goal that you're working on, at least for this year or this season, an improv goal for yourself?
Oh, personally?
Yeah, personal goal.
I forget sometimes because I do so much of the like thinking about the Kinkonauts as an organization that I forget that I'm supposed to have goals for me as myself. Like I forget to be a performer sometimes. But yeah, this has been my year of trying new things. So I did a sketch show. Bullskit invited me to come do a sketch show with them, so I got to be in a big sketch show. That was crazy. I've guested with Notorious, so I've done like improvised hip hop. We did a musical this year, which was our big thing for us as a goal. So I've done a musical now. So yeah, I think I haven't done stand-up, and I'm not really interested in doing it, so that's probably not going to happen. But I've pretty much tried, like, all of these things that scared me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started trying to do things that scared me. Like, improvised hip-hop's too hard. I don't want to do it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll ask if I can do it. And then I did it. And it's fine. I can do it.
Where is you as an improviser, would you like to see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, God. Still on stage. They haven't kicked me off yet. That's it.
And the Kinkonauts in 10 years?
Canada's biggest improv theater. I don't think that's reasonable.
No, you don't?
No. Everybody else has 30 years on us.
Okay.
Not everybody. I think we have a unique position in Calgary to be a model of a particular style of improv, and I think our company aesthetic is really strong. Like the things that we care about are entrenched in everything we do. So I would just like that to be as big as possible before it stops being those things. So if we can be 10,000 people in an improv company and still have the same core beliefs that we do, then great. If we need to stay at 100 people in order to keep those things, then that's how big I want it to be.
When you're starting out in improvising, you feel like your body's new. Right. And you're like, everything I say is stupid, or, I forgot how to, how does everybody make coffee in the morning? I seem to do it wrong on stage. So how did you push through those? Do you remember how?
I didn't have that for a long time. So that's the tricky part about not having a coach for 3 years.
So just self-watching, you're like, what I'm doing is great.
We just taught ourselves stuff and we just did more of what we thought was fun. So the advantage of that is that I didn't ever, I'm learning to walk without ever looking at my legs or realizing the mechanics of it. I just know I want to get somewhere, so I just go there however it is. The downside is we had totally wonky walks. Like, it's like, here's how this makes the most sense to go this way. It's like, no, it doesn't. That's terrible. So I took my first class after I graduated university, after having quite a long time of experience on stage, being trained by an audience, doing what I liked, and a couple of us, I was one of the presidents one year, so we would set what we were going to do. So you get to do just what you wanted, and then I took a class and it was really hard on my ego because I wasn't doing everything right all of a sudden. And I kept wanting to be, I'm like, no, I think I'm good at this. I don't know why this isn't working. I'm pretty sure I'm good. And I think it was just a style issue and the fact that I had this wonky walk just from being trained the way that I was, in the absence of anything else. And so then I had to sort of step back a second and look around and slowly develop what I was doing. So you look around, you notice everybody else is walking one way, and you're like, okay, no, I can do that too. And you sort of walk the way they do for a while and try that on. I think that I still have a little bit of my wonky in there, I hope. I'm lucky. It's still there.
What was your biggest lesson that you brought back from Chicago? Because you did the 5-week.
Yeah. It was hard. So they told me a lot to play myself, that who I am is enough. You don't have to throw in all these characters and stuff. And then I realized, oh no, that is me though. And so it took me a year to kind of come back from that and realize. So now I'm just sort of feeling like, oh, I have things that I do well, but they're not like these things that are just normal me sitting around. There are things that are me, genuinely me on stage, and I have to find what that is. It's been really hard. But I feel like I'm in a place now where I'm performing my best. Now.
Try it again.
Yeah. Chicago threw me for a loop. It screwed me up for a long time. Like a good year I couldn't do good work. I wasn't comfortable or happy with any of the work I was doing. And it's because I was trying really hard to be neutral and be boring and be like, just me standing around is enough. And I was really not enjoying it. So now I'm sort of throwing myself into every moment as much as I can. And I'm still holding on to the lesson of being genuine and bringing my real experience out through it. But now I'm having a lot more fun because I've just sort of let go of worrying about... Yeah, I had a lot of worry and it's gone now.
So for me, I can see my beliefs, attitudes, behaviors on stage. So one of the things I do when I get scared is I tend to turn inward and I pull back. I do it on stage instantaneously.
Yeah.
Is there stuff that you do that you can see about yourself or how that, like if you learn that, how does that then impact, do you take it out to your life?
So I have one that just popped up for me recently in the last couple months. I realized that my biggest need in my life is the need for respect and approval. So, there's like 4 basic needs of most people, but that's mine. I really want to be respected. I want to be, the sage. I want to be the teacher. I want to be the person that everybody looks up to. And on stage that comes out. I tend to make offers and things and to support people because I want them to realize that I'm the best to play with, right? And so it's this weird like double think thing where I have to let that go, but it's underpinning everything that I do. So I try really hard recently I've tried really hard to just make choices that are fun for me. And then connect them with what's going on and just follow that as opposed to always checking in to see if it's working for everyone else. Which is funny because that is a strong philosophy of mine for improv, that it works to do that, to always play for other people. But not if you're holding back, and I have been. So that's where I'm struggling now. And when I played stronger and I push things further than I normally would, I find that my teammates step up too. Like they're like, the more I play hard, the more I notice them playing hard back at me. So I need to do that more. It's funny because now I'm realizing that was totally a note I got in week 3 of Chicago. Was your offers are great, but you're not pushing hard enough because you are waiting to let your partners take it. You don't take it and run, you let them do it, and that's not always the best offer. Sometimes you should take it and then they'll come along with you.
Besides the rule yes and I don't even know if this applies to you, but if it does, do you have a favorite rule, or do you think in those terms?
No. I don't know. Maybe. I like follow the fun. Do what's more fun. That's good.
What turns you on when you're watching improv? Like when you see something like, yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know. I don't know.
Has it happened in a while?
No. No. I think maybe I'm too in my head, or I'm too analytical about it. Judgy. Maybe I'm too judgy about it. I don't get surprised very often.
What disappoints you?
When people shy away from hard moments, when people cop out, when they go easy, when it could be hard and interesting. When someone misses something that everyone else is on and everyone has to adjust. I hate that. When it's like there's a momentum, but one person's like, oh, I missed it, and then it doesn't happen. Frustrating, because it's like, 5 out of 6, you guys got 5 out of 6, or like 2 out of 4, you got 2 out of 4, not enough. That's really hard.
As a teacher, what do you wish for new students? Like when you see them and they're freaking out, and they're like, oh my god, this is new, I have no idea what's going on. What do you wish for them in the back of your head, or what are you hoping for them?
Oh, just that they can let go and play. I have no problems with someone doing a bad job at being an improviser for like 50, 60, 70 hours if they are having fun while they're doing that. And that was something, I was teaching for a while and I was getting really stuck in the details and doing it right. And then I realized like, oh no, this is supposed to be fun. Like I can still accomplish all these things, but focus on the fun parts or focus on having fun through those things. So I sort of try and really make sure that everything we're doing is fun. Like gut releasing fun. Like your body should be sore. You should be sore in your belly when you're done an improv class. But you should also have 2 or 3, things to think about or something like that. So that's been hard for me to remember when I get all excited about the details and the things that I can teach, the philosophy side of it. I forget that it's like, we also should be having fun, or why would we keep doing this?
Improv dream that hasn't been realized.
There are so many amazing artists in the world that I want to bring here to share with other people. But that means getting funding and finding ways to get them here and all of that stuff, and I'm not very good at that. So that's the next big goal, is to keep getting bigger so that we can start bringing amazing people here to play.
Do you apply improv to your life? Does it bleed through? What you've learned on stage in your everyday life?
Yeah, I'm having this really big struggle right now where I have to say no to things for my like time and schedule in life, and I'm really bad at it. Like I just got asked to host this thing and I'm like, I can't. I mean, I technically can. I have that time. But I'm too full, I'm too busy, it's not a good fit for me, so I gotta say no. Unless, and I hedge all those things and I want to find a way to say yes to things because I'm just so used to saying yes, but I have to start learning to say no right now because I'm overbooked. So that's hard. That's a big part of my improv world that I'm adjusting. Saying yes to things doesn't always mean doing everything that everybody else wants.
What keeps your head above the water creatively outside of improv?
My fiance keeps me grounded. And she's an artist too. She's an actor, so we get to talk a lot of shop, and that helps a lot. Working with other people that I respect and admire keeps me from being too lofty. I can have a big ego, so it's nice to kind of have people around me who can knock me down a peg if I'm getting overinflated. That's important for me.
Being a drama kid and a drama teacher.
Yeah.
Do you think, I'm going to throw the word imperative, that people take both drama and improv if you are looking at becoming an actor?
Oh God, yeah.
Why?
If you're looking to be an actor, yes.
Why?
I don't think that you ever have to do it on stage. I'm thinking now because Helen hates improv, like doing improv. She's like, oh no, it's scary. I don't want to do it. And she's a fabulous actor. So clearly, you don't have to love it or want to do it to be able to be a fabulous actor. But I think there are things that you access by being in the moment that way, that there's only a couple ways to train it. There's like the Meisner acting technique that is similar in a lot of its aesthetic, and it does the same thing. So if you can do those kinds of things, then great, do that. But I think for the everyday person, like to really do that well, that's really intense. And improv is a lot lighter that way because you can dabble in it for a long time before you have to get really serious about it. And you can get a lot of gain out of that personally. Yeah. I also think improv is the best way to work out your issues without anybody knowing.
How do you mean?
Because you take all of the stuff that's inside of you and you can pretend that it's not you and put it in a scene and then deal with it, or at least have it out there. But everyone thinks you're playing Martha the Crazy Cleaner, but it's actually just you from last week. And that's great. It's a really fun place to try things out, which is what all theater is. It's a great place to see scenarios and emotions and human experience played out that's not you, so you can reflect on how it is you.
Is the joy of teaching and the joy of performing equal? Are they differently satisfying?
Oh, I struggle with this so much. That's not fair. So I'm not a professional actor. I'm not I know I can perform on stage, but I really think that's my secondary thing. I think I'm a really good teacher. I think that's like the thing that I get excited about, that I know that I have a lot of training and expertise in. I get to practice it all day, every day. So I've got a lot of hours. I only do a show like twice a month, I think, on average. So that's tiny compared to all of these people that I see on stage that are amazing. But teaching I get to do a lot of. So I feel like I have a lot more to offer as a teacher than I ever do as a performer on stage. And it's taken me a long time to get used to that, but now I'm okay with it. I'm okay with like full-time teacher, part-time performer, great. That's fine. I can keep trying to, walk my talk. But mostly, I think I have a much bigger impact as a teacher than I could ever have as a performer.
Do you ever see yourself not teaching or doing improv?
No.
100-year-old doing improv?
Somehow. Yeah, maybe it's just bits with my nurse. That's enough.
Final question. If there's one thing you could tell the world about improv or have them know about improv, what would it be?
Everyone should take an improv class.
And why?
Because it is a place to play. It allows you to reconnect with the part of you that needs to play. And not everybody has that kind of place in their life. Green Lantern.
Why?
Because you can make anything. It just has to be green.
And then what was the...
Would Green Lantern make a great improviser?
No! We already talked about this.
No, we
haven't. A whole
haven't.
episode about superhero improv teams with Louis.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about Green Lantern.
I think we did.
Okay,
He'd be a great scenographer.
Green Lantern?
Yeah, he should paint the stage.
Okay, then in what category of favorite is Plastic Man your favorite? So, Green Lantern's your favorite because you want to be him, but Plastic Man's your favorite because he's ridiculous?
Yeah. He's the most fun.
Okay.
By the way, Plastic Man has everything going for him that Green Lantern does. It's just that he has to be the things. Like, you need a mailbox, he's like, okay, whoa. But then you gotta put mail in him, which is weird.